Science. My name is Miss McKinney and I teach the 6th grade level math at Meridian. So this is my 4th year at Meridian teaching 6th grade math, and I've had over 2 decades of teaching experience. I like to kind of blow the students' minds that I've been teaching twice as long as they've been alive. And so one of the great things is I write my own curriculum. I enjoy writing my own curriculum. I have a master's degree in that. And I've always used a lot of digital resources. So now that we've moved to a completely digital environment for now, that's actually been really handy. And so let me just play a few seconds of a song. We start every class with a couple of math songs. And those math songs are meant to help the students. And we also go over those in class. So let me just give you a little sample.
I tried to buy a ticket to skydive. It cost $15, but I only had 5. I used the 5 I had and borrowed 10 from a friend. And now in dollars I've got -10. We will always remember to define an integer as a positive or negative whole number.
All right, so like I said, we start every class with a couple of songs, and the students always have access to those. So I use Google Classroom, and so this past week's lessons are right here. We also have a math data sheet. And then also, if your student goes to classwork and clicks on resources, there's a copy of class notes as well that's available to everybody, especially handy for those that have dyslexia or just have trouble keeping up in class. So I know sometimes my internet messes up, sometimes your internet messes up, sometimes Zoom is messing up. And so I always have everything posted for the students to access themselves. So when they click here, they'll see my notes, and we'll take a look at that at the end of our video here. And so the other thing I want to talk about is the data sheet. This is my sample. And what we have here is I'm taking a look, and eventually we want to fix all of those things that we just didn't master the first time. So during the pretest, one of the common things that students just forgot over the summer is how to multiply 2-digit numbers. And so there's some choices on how to fix that, and it kind of lays it in their lap, but also the choices are awesome, and that they get to choose what works for them and what they would prefer to do to fix the fact that they forgot how to do this. So they can come to my tutoring, which is every morning at 7:45 a.m. on Zoom. If you have somebody in your family or a friend, or if you have a private math tutor, of course they can teach them. The students can study on their own and then come to tutoring. I give them a couple of problems, make sure they've got it. They can do a Khan Academy, so I've made sure that whatever is over here is the same thing they can search in Khan Academy. They can make a video lesson teaching it. They can write a story about solving a real-life problem. They can print and do a worksheet and then take a picture and email it to me. And basically, I'm open to any other ideas. I just want them to master those topics. As they go through and do our EdPuzzle quizzes, we're going to put greens in there if they got an A or a B. We're going to put a C if they, yellow if they had a C. And that's just going to have us watch things. But the red ones are the ones that we definitely need to fix. And so these are the ways to fix that. And then the student is totally in charge of this sheet, but I also have access to be able to see it. And they're going to put how they fixed it. So this student came and did their Khan Academy on August 27th, and now they remember how to multiply 2-digit numbers. Another common one that students forgot over the summer is adding and subtracting fractions with different denominators. So this student came to tutoring on August 28th. We reviewed it, they mastered it. Awesome, we fixed it. All right. So what we eventually want to see is greens all across the board. So this is something different that they probably haven't done before, and they're in charge of their learning. If they aced it, awesome. If they got the red rectangles, then they need to go back and fix it with remediation of their choice. For the most part, Khan Academy is going to be their daily work, just like me handing them a worksheet in class. And so when the student, this is me, but when the student goes to their Khan Academy, they need to click on assignments. And then they can just click start. They need to get a 75 or above on each assignment. If they don't get a 75 or above, one of the things that it'll offer them, it'll show them their score here, and then it'll say try again. Now, They can try as many times as they need. These lessons are 4 to 7 questions each, so they're not long. We just want to make sure that they've mastered those concepts. One of the other things is if they didn't quite get to it in time, or if they need to redo it, they can click on this past button right here and see their past assignments, and if they didn't quite master it, then they can do it again. The other thing we have is our homework is Prodigy. And when you see Prodigy, you'll probably just see some cute little video game with anime type characters and that kind of thing. But I want you to realize that they're doing thousands of math problems. This is one class period in 1 week. You can see they did almost 3,000 problems. One class in 1 week of math. You can also tell that it is obviously a Tuesday, Thursday class. And Prodigy is their homework. They need to do Prodigy 15 minutes between each math class. Don't let them play for hours and hours and tell you that they have to, okay? You don't have to pay money. You can if you want to, but really all that does is change the game part of it, not the math. So I'm controlling the math problems that they get. And that's one of the awesome things here is you can see that I set up a calendar on Prodigy, and we were talking about what happens when you multiply by 100. We've done absolute value. We've added integers. We're going to subtract integers. And so I set up the types of problems that they get in Prodigy. I'm also analyzing those to see if we need to remediate. And so it's all connected, and that's part of the curriculum writing, is connecting all of those things for the good of the students to master those math skills that they need. After they have done the Khan Academy classwork and the Prodigy homework, all of which I have assigned them depending on what we're learning, then there's an EdPuzzle quiz. And the EdPuzzle is a quiz, and I do recommend that you do it last because it cannot be redone. A lot of students are coming to me saying, I didn't make a good grade, I want to redo it, and that is not available. And so make sure, and I say this at the beginning of the EdPuzzles, but I don't think they're listening to directions, that you really need to master the topics. And you can see that I have the topics up here, number types and adding negatives. So make sure that your student has mastered those topics for that math class, and then they do the EdPuzzle quiz. And what that is it's a video that I make, and it stops and asks them questions. Pretty soon those videos are going to be shorter and fewer questions, but that also means that each question's worth more points. So I hadn't quite gotten to that point. So in the Google Classroom, when you click on my lessons for the week, they look kind of like this. They have the date up top. They remind the students of my tutoring. We have my email and my Zoom link. And then each day, there's a summary up top, including a to-do list. And then at the bottom, I always have links to the songs that go with our lessons so that they can listen to them. So here's the song we listened to at the beginning of our video. It has the learning objective, a warm-up if we have any vocabulary. And then I also like to use videos in the lesson, and a lot of times I will pause those, we'll talk about them, we'll do more examples, I'll ask questions of the students, I try to keep them involved. And then we do some examples together, and at the end there's a to-do list. Almost always there's Khan Academy, and there's Prodigy, and there's EdPuzzle. So of course the EdPuzzle is the quiz, and it is the only part for a grade. And as I mentioned, I do have tutoring every morning at 7:45 at my regular Zoom link if you want to encourage your students to come to that. And if you have any questions, of course, that's what our open house is for. And I also would encourage you to get your student to email me and put the initiative in their lap. So I've had a lot of fun with the students so far, and I hope that we can have an awesome year, even if it's virtual. Have a great day.